So Horizon Forbidden West is getting absolutely review bombed over on Metacritic by the user scores, which is very interesting and strange to say the very least. So I want to talk about that here in this video, kind of go over some of those reviews, see are any of them warranted or are they just troll accounts? What's actually going on here with Horizon Forbidden West getting review bombs? It's weird to say the very least. So welcome back, my friends, to another video here on the channel. If you guys are new around here, be sure to do me a favor and subscribe if you guys want to stick around for future content. And if you guys enjoyed this video specifically, be sure to leave it a like. It definitely helps out the channel. If you don't like it, it's completely fine, but do let me know what you don't like in the comments down below so I can improve the content in the future. Okay, so Horizon Forbidden West, what's going on with this game getting review bombed over on Metacritic? It's very strange to say the very least. So we're gonna head over to Metacritic. We're gonna take a look at some of the scores, the critic scores, some of the user scores for both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. So let's head over there right now. Okay, so let's go over to Metacritic. So on the PS5 page, we can see that the critics have given it an 88 out of 100. Now, I personally think that it should be in the 90s. I think it's that good of a game. But again, you know, reviews are subjective at the end of the day, right? It's everybody's own kind of personal experience with the game. Like I mentioned in my own review. Again, if you didn't see my review, you should definitely go check it out. I'll link it down in the description below, or maybe as a pinned comment or something. It's a completely spoiler-free review, so if you guys are interested in that, and of course I have my whole playthrough here on the channel. But let's go over to the user reviews. We can see there's 2,000 positive, 583 a negative. Now, interestingly enough, this was actually the positive just about 30 minutes ago before recording this was down to 1,500. So it feels like these are getting counteracted, because I actually seen that the 7.7, this is on the PS5, we'll also check the PS4, it was a little bit lower than that. I've seen some screenshots on Twitter, which actually sparked my idea to making this video in and of itself. You got, obviously people here, you know, the game is getting review bombed, right? And so what this person is saying is they're countering the review bombs with their own review. So that's why you can see that some of the scores actually, you know, climbing now, because people are seeing that it's getting review bombed and they're going to give their own kind of, you know, good reviews because they believe that the game is good in their own opinion as well. Before we go to the negative, let's actually read this person's review real quick. So just see what they're countering it with. They're saying Forbidden West is quite a large upgrade from the original. They made improvements in just about every area where I had concern with its predecessor. Exactly what I feel. Scanning and climbing is much better. Yes, absolutely what I said as well. Excuse me. Melee combat is a blast once you've gotten enough upgrades. They felt that with Zero Dawn side quests felt kind of lazy and poorly acted. Forbidden West side quests actually have me interested. The acting is much improved. 14 hours in, 0 bugs, quite impressive for an open world game. If you enjoyed Zero Dawn, definitely recommend. I mean, this is all in line with what I felt about the game as well, and everything that I said in my review. And I think that, you know, most people that are actually a fan of this genre of game are probably going to, you know, say similar things, whether, you know, they scored a 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, whatever. I think a lot of the negative reviews are probably unwarranted, but let's go check it out. This is for PS5. Some people are saying, I don't understand why this game gets high praise. What's so special about this empty open world? Yeah, I don't know that this world is empty open world, but okay, we'll talk about that in a second. We'll go through all this. Some people are really trying to hate Assassin's Creed Valhalla like it's some bad. What does Valhalla have to do with any of this? Worst sequel of all time, bad story, repetitive gameplay, filler side quests. This person saying, I was really looking forward to this game. Sadly, Sony first party level of polish is not there. Forbidden West is a buggy rush. Okay, let's break this down for a second. So obviously everybody has their own experiences. Bugs and glitches are random, so it could happen, I guess, more to some people than others. That said, with my 25 plus hours so far in the game, I'm trying to platinum the game. I've beaten the story now. You guys that actually watched my playthrough, which you can still see, the whole playlist is up on the channel. You guys seen maybe I had a couple different bugs. Some of them were actually quite amusing. I got stuck in a barrel once, and all I had to do was basically restart my checkpoint or restart my game, and it was completely fine. There was also one that was a little bit more annoying where I kept falling through a platform that you weren't supposed to fall through. That one is a little bit annoying, but again, you know, these are very minor for what was in, you know, in the grand scheme of things, things that can easily be patched. And again, it wasn't frequent at all, and a lot of people didn't have that experience, and a lot of these issues are fixed with a quick, you know, reload, whether, you know, you reload the whole game or you know, you just exit out to the title screen to come back in. A lot of those things are fixed with that. So on PS5 anyways, I don't know about PS4, but even on PS4 I heard people are having genuinely overall a pretty good experience. On PS5, it was a great experience, and everybody I've talked to so far that's playing, and again, you guys could chime in the comment section below. I mean, they've been having a good time as well, so, you know, not really too many issues. Maybe some minor bugs. There was a couple times maybe I got stuck in between a couple rocks. I just wiggled my way out and I was fine. You know what I mean? It was good to go. The actual, you know, really, you know, annoying kind of, I guess what you could call game-breaking bugs. I don't even know if they're game-breaking, because like I said, a reset fixes it. Those ones were very, very infrequent. It was only twice. And I mean, technology is not perfect, right? So you can forgive a couple bugs here and there. It's not a Cyberpunk 2077 issue at all, that's for sure. But if we go back to the reviews here, again, some people were saying worst sequel of all time, bad story, repetitive gameplay, filler side quests. I was actually saying that I feel like it's not repetitive compared to some games I've played recently. Even those games that I enjoyed, even though they were repetitive, you know, like Dying Light 2, for example. That is a game that it felt there's certain areas that were copy paste. I mean, you know, that felt repetitive. But even then, I love that game. It was a blast. I can't remember what score I gave it, but it was still a lot of fun for what it was. Anyways, let's go on. People are saying probably the biggest disappointment in a while. I had very high expectations. Story is bland, unimaginative. The gameplay is very boring. Even the lauded graphics are underwhelming. Really, what? So this just sounds like a troll. I've seen some actual people talking about Horizon Forbidden West, giving their Twitter reviews over on Twitter, and some of them, ironically enough, have Xbox names and Xbox profile pictures, and you know, like kind of like Sony trolling kind of profiles, right, where they're Xbox fans that troll Sony. And this isn't a hate on Xbox. You got fans like that in both sides of the camp, you know what I mean? You got PlayStation fans, when anytime an Xbox game comes out, they're going over to Xbox, you know, Metacritic or whatever, or on Twitter or whatever, and just trashing the game just to troll it, saying, oh, this game sucks, anytime, you know, a big, you know, Xbox game comes out, and vice versa. Xbox, you know, fans doing that to PlayStation. Those are a small minority of toxic fans. The majority of gamers don't even care, right? The majority of us, we play a game, we like it, we don't like it. If we don't like it, we give our constructive criticism. We don't just talk out of thin air and say, oh, the game's trash, bro, it's so bad, but don't actually give any useful words. A lot of these reviews are just that. They're useless words that don't really explain anything. It's just people that are angry saying the game's trash. And why are you so angry? I don't know. Let's go back and read a couple more here on the PS5, and then we'll go to the PS4 version as well. Again, some people are saying that the gameplay and pacing are so bad. The story is boring, lots of plot holes, lots of bugs and texture problems. They're saying, as a fan of the first game, this game let me down in almost every way. It looks amazing, but it's not. Aloy isn't even an interesting character anymore. They chose a weird direction to tell a story. This is what I mean. Like, okay, you feel that Aloy isn't an interesting character anymore. Why? Explain it. Explain it, because what you're saying, it just feels like you're just kind of talking out of thin air. You don't know what you're saying, and you're just angry for the sake of being angry. Again, most people are saying it's disappointing. The gameplay is boring. There's almost no story to keep you playing. All the characters are uninteresting and poorly written. Okay, we're gonna go over to the PS4 reviews, but I just want to say one more thing. First off, some people are saying the world's empty. I don't think that the world's empty per se, right? You have empty areas, but do you really want a game where every single corner you turn, there's an enemy? I mean, it's not a zombie apocalypse game here, right? Where it makes sense that the streets are riddled with zombies, and even then, you wouldn't want it at every single corner. There's a lot of enemies to be had, from the machines and of course, you know, humans. There's also a bunch of allies. There's a bunch of settlements and camps, and there's tribes, and there are so many different locations and so much to see in the world and do in the world. There's obviously different kind of, you know, side quest stuff to do. Some people are saying that, I don't know if I read it out in this video. I seen it somewhere. Some people are saying that the side quests were like fetch quests. We might see that on the PS4 one. I can't remember where it was, but you know, I mean, you have different sections to the quests in the game, and again, I mentioned this in my review. You have the main quest, you have side quests, which are basically like story quests, but they're not part of the main story. Then you have things that are called errands. Literally in the name, they are fetch quests. It's fine. They're a type of quest, and you're gonna have those kind of quests in any kind of game of this genre. But then you also have things that are like contracts. It's like, go get me, again, I guess this is sort of a fetch quest, a different kind of fetch quest, but it's like, go kill this machine, right? Or go check out this area, do this for me, go whatever. It's a contract, right? You got all these different things, and then you also have things like mini games, right? You got like the racing, right? The training grounds. You have even this board game that they've introduced. I can't remember what they call it, but it's a really fun game. I played a little bit in my playthrough. I want to go back and play through it some more because it's actually really fun. It's like a little board game you can play. A lot of games introduce that kind of sort of mini game, and so there's that element as well. There's a lot to do in this world. The world is big. There's all these different kinds of environments, all these different kinds of biomes. I mean, again, I've covered all this in my personal review. It's not empty at all. I don't know where you get the idea that it's empty, and there's certainly tons of resources to go farm, and there's animals everywhere if you want to go hunt wildlife. I mean, there's all of that everywhere. There's birds, all kinds of birds, man. You got I'm drawing a blank on like vultures and hawks, and I don't know, I can't remember all the birds. And you got all these different kinds of rodents, and you got lizards, and all these different kinds of things, right? Boars, you know, whatever. Not boars, like the pig, right? So anyways, the point being, you know, and as far as the story goes, I also mentioned, again, the story might not be everybody's cup of tea. I get that. It's not everybody's style. That's fine. But to say that there's no story makes no sense to me. I mean, the story is so rich. You might not like the direction they went in. You know, some people were saying, oh, you know, it's too sci-fi. The first game was sci-fi. You got that sci-fi element. Why? Because you're basically, it's like a new civilization, but you know, there's remnants of the old world. It's like if our world today completely got destroyed and then the world like reset itself, but our technology was still present, but it was kind of like our technology was all weird to these new tribes because, again, the world resets. You got like cavemen people that are finding all this technology. I mean, that's basically what the game is, right? So it has that old school kind of, you know, ancient tribe kind of thing, vibe, you know, new world kind of vibe. But there's also that element of futuristic kind of style that is present because this game is set until in like what is it, like in the 3000s, the year 3000 or something. Like it's set way into the future in an idea where like the world basically just went to crap and it got reset, right? But technology still exists. So you're gonna obviously unravel more sci-fi elements, and they've unraveled that to a deeper extent. If you didn't understand that from the first game, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. That's very, very present in the first game. And although they didn't reveal, you know, all of the hidden mysteries underneath, and they still haven't, they've taken it to a greater extent in this game with the story. So, I mean, I get if people don't maybe like that genre again, but that's the direction we were already headed in with the first game. It's just they didn't reveal as much as they did in the first game. They're revealing more and more. I mean, the first game was an origin kind of story, right? It was Aloy's origin story in and of itself. So that's what all that was about. So, I mean, obviously we weren't going to see that in Zero Dawn. Let's quickly go over to the PS4. I'm going off like on a huge rant. So in the PS4, we have the user score is 5.8. And if we go to the user reviews, again, we have people that are saying, you know, it's a great game. I mean, look, we got a bunch of 10s here for crying out loud, right? We got a bunch of freaking 10s. Someone's like, idiots review bombing games, bro. Y'all even play the game? Makes me angry. You know, you got people kind of counteracting it. We almost have the same amount, right? 153 negative to 205 positive. It's crazy. They're getting more review bombed than PS4 for some reason. And a lot of people are saying, you know, it's a mediocre, open world, boring game, bland locations, repetitive gameplay. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Too much, a lot of dialogues and cutscenes, graphics good, feels like a movie. But story for me wasn't so interesting. There is a lot of dialogue, but a lot of the dialogue is optional. There's a lot of dialogue you don't have to go through. You can sit through some of the, you know, just kind of the main dialogue for like, you know, 5 minutes, or you can go through all the optional stuff and get like another 30 minutes of lore out of it, which for someone like me, I had a blast with that. It gave me a deeper understanding of what was going on, and I really enjoyed it. You know, it was great. Someone's saying it's poorly optimized game for both consoles. Okay, now here's the thing. If they were saying it's just for PS4, maybe they had a bad experience on last gen. But even then, I hear that people are saying that it's pretty good on PS4. When this person's saying for both, that's not true at all. It's greatly optimized. What a shame for 2022 game. I mean, we just go through this. Look at this person. Trash game, massive support for games by bots, Metacritic since 10. Like, the bots are the ones giving it a 10? I think the bots are the ones giving it a 0 if you look at it. Cleaning is currently underway, 0 reviews, put 0 in what she deserves. What? Again, some of these reviews are just trolls, like hardcore trolls. Again, people saying another open world boring game. I feel sorry for the gaming industry. Like, people are basically repeating themselves. Some of these I actually seen earlier. I wish I could find it. There was 2 different people that said the exact same thing word for word, like word for word. It was a copy paste, like to the dot. Again, bad story, boring open world, tedious mechanics, bland, uninspired characters, mediocre at best, very repetitive. This is similar to other reviews we're seeing. Everybody's saying very similar stuff to each other. So anyways, the point being, hold on. This one person right here. It's like Cyberpunk 2077. Bro, you gotta be out of your freaking mind to say that. That's nuts. To me, that's nuts. There's no way. Okay, I'm going off. I could go on and on and on. We can turn this into an hour rant. The point being is the game is getting review bombed. It's really strange to me. People that do this, if you have genuine constructive criticisms, if you really didn't like the game, okay, fine. But even if it's not your style of game, even if it's not your genre of game, this game in and of itself, even for the person who doesn't like this kind of game, is not under a 5. There's no way. The game in and of itself is at least 5 and up, even for the person that doesn't enjoy it at all and doesn't enjoy this style. That's something that's not like, I like, there's a subjectivity, right, to reviews. Everybody, it's all subjective, right? Everybody's gonna have a different experience. But at the end of the day, there's also still a level of objectivity. What I mean by that, there's a level of facts, kind of baked in, right? Like, I'll look at certain games that I'm not really into, and I could be like, okay, I don't like that game. It's not my experience. I don't enjoy it. But I can still say that what the developers did with that game is still really good. And I can acknowledge that the game is, like a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10, or I can understand why it's getting high praise. I'm not just going to give it a 2 out of 10 because it's not my style of game, right? There's other factors that go into that. But a lot of these people are just trolling at this point. They're just kind of, angry for whatever reason. And they're just, I don't know. A lot of these are just like fanboys of the other kind of, side of things. I hate using that word, but there is, like I said, a minority group on both sides that trash each other and do stupid stuff like this. And at the end of the day, there could be some bad critics that are warranted, but from what we've seen today, I think it's just a lot of trolls in here. And again, I don't let this turn you off to the game. If you want to see my whole review, I've posted it. Yes, I will put a disclaimer. I got the game for free from PlayStation. Sure, I'm not required to say anything good about the game. If I didn't like it, I would tell you guys 100%. I'm not even required to make a review. I wanted to make a review because I wanted to start doing more reviews on my channel to kind of mix that in with everything else that we're doing. And whatnot, but I wasn't required to do any of that. It was just like PlayStation was just like, here's the game, and that was it. That was the end of the conversation. So again, just for full transparency, yes, I got the game for free. I'm not obligated, nor would I ever say anything nice just because. If I didn't like something, I would tell you. There are bugs. I'm not hiding that. You guys seen it on stream. There are a couple bugs that I experienced, but not the kind of bugs that these people are saying in the reviews. The bugs I experienced was like 2 or 3 out of my 25 plus hours. That was my experience. My experience is not everybody's experience. Like I said, that part is subjective. So that's my rant for now. I don't even know how long this video is. I apologize for going off the freaking, cuff and just, I don't know if that's the right word, just going off on a tangent basically and dragging this out. But if you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, be sure to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, whether you're on PS4 or PS5. What's your experience with Horizon Forbidden West? Do you think any of these bad critics are warranted, or do you think it's just basically people trolling for the sake of trolling? All I got to say, these people got to touch grass. They're the same people that probably say, hey, Aloy's got a beard, and have clearly never seen a woman close up in their life. And the fact that everybody has a little fuzz on their face, people are nuts, dude. The internet's a crazy place. Stay safe out there, my friends. I'll see you guys soon. Another one. Tell them, friends. Game on. Thanks for watching.